Ready to make a difference? This is the Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce podcast, where we connect you with the stories behind our local businesses.
Welcome to the Palm Harbor Chamber podcast. I'm your host, Kurt Rhodes, and today, Nancy Stolbom, known digital marketing.
Woo, yay!
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
So let's talk about Nancy Stolbom from the great state of Illinois.
My Bears.
Your Bears. I know, it was close though. They had a chance at the very end.
Well, they blew it.
Chance.
They blew it.
Yeah, that's okay. Let's talk about Nancy.
Okay.
Nancy,
Yes.
who are you?
Who
What
am
do
I?
you do?
I am known digital marketing.
Yes.
We do websites
Yes, you do.
for small business.
Okay.
So that includes design, development, search engine optimization, Google Ads, and then we also do hosting for websites.
Now you did this in Chicago,
Yes.
where you're originally from,
Yes.
right?
Started it
So-
in 2010.
2010.
Yeah, 2010 we started it. Jeff started it with another gentleman, business partner. Then they separated in 2015, I believe.
Okay.
And I kind of migrated into it a little bit, kind of, I don't know, by accident, I guess.
Okay.
Because I was doing mortgages at the time up there, but I was always out networking. So I was always like talking to people, and they would ask me what Jeff's doing, like, oh, he's building websites. And I would come home with like, hey, Kurt needs a website. And he was like, okay. And so he's like, you should go out and market for me. And, it just kind of like evolved from there.
Right.
I've kind of learned a lot about it just from him and just reading and Googling and just all that stuff. Just trying, now it's been 16 years. So yeah,
Time
I
flies,
feel
right?
comfortable now. There was a time where I felt uncomfortable in my shoes,
Right.
but now I feel more comfortable talking about it.
So let's transition from Chicago to,
Yeah.
because obviously you reside in Tarpon, but
Yeah.
you're Palm Harbor Chamber member.
Yeah.
Right? So when you brought your company down here, did you know anybody?
No.
Kinda,
I knew one person.
Okay.
I knew
person.
one person. Just one person.
Mailman or something?
Yeah.
I mean,
No, actually a good friend of mine from high school lives
Okay.
in Safety Harbor. So I knew her. That's kind of how we got down here, is when we started looking at moving to Florida, was like, well, where do we want to live?
Right.
Just sort of looking around, and then settled here. Jeff felt from a geography perspective, this was a good place to be. Larger metropolitan area, though it wasn't as big as it is now, but certainly has grown. I mean, we came here in 2017, and just the landscape of things that I've seen change, especially up on like the 54 corridor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the number of people coming here and everything. So yeah, we moved down here, kept our clients up in Chicago. And it was that was good because we had residual income coming in from that, so it gave us an opportunity to start building down here.
Right.
And getting
You started
involved.
from scratch.
Yeah, it was like starting.
that one person.
Yeah, it was right. It was literally starting a new business, and the first two things we did was BNI and chamber. Those were the two because that's what we knew back up north.
Okay.
And that was where we.
So you belong to the chamber up there?
Yeah, we both belong to BNIs up there. We both belong to a couple of different chambers up there.
Okay.
So that's kind of how we got our feet wet. I heard Ashley saying before, like, same concept, coming in, meeting new people, getting ingrained in the community, making friends, creating relationships. Yeah. And that's just kind of how it evolved.
Right.
So, I mean, truth be told, the first year was really tough because you're trying to get to know people, and you're trying to
you're trying to get your feet on the ground.
Yeah, and just learn the lay of the land and what works for you and what doesn't, experimenting with different networking groups or what have you. And so it took us probably a good year before we really started to see an influx of business come in. And now it's great. I mean, we get a lot of referrals, whether it's from networking or clients. We still have a huge client base up in Chicago. So, so it keeps us busy.
Keeps you really busy.
Yeah.
Right,
but we're still, we basically.
It's really a two-man show.
Yeah, I was just going to say,
but
it
you
is.
and Jeff.
We're very boutique.
Yeah.
We started out larger when we were up there because we had, Jeff had his business partner and himself. I was there. We had a programmer. We had a graphic designer. And then what happened is our business just, people would ask us stuff about, can you do this? Can you help with this? And we always were like, yeah. And then it just became like we were just diluting everything. And so when he split from the business partner and business started to change a little bit,
Right.
Websites started to change, I was like, well, do we really need all these bodies, right? And, there's businesses out there that now are doing IT and social media and graphic design, and those became their own businesses. And so we were like, we don't really need these people. We can refer them to power partners, and in turn, hopefully get business from them.
Right.
So that's kind of how we went from being larger to being smaller. And I call us boutique. It's just you're going to talk to either me or Jeff. You're not going to talk to somebody else.
Talking to the owners.
Yeah, you're
So
exactly.
A lot of people like.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, especially now because with when COVID happened and we all kind of had to hide in our houses and do all that, and then you get back out there and things become like revolving doors. People change businesses a lot,
Right.
And so for to be able to connect with the actual business owner, I mean, you and Lori are the same way. It's you guys, and people want to talk to you. They want to know that, they feel confident either when something is good or something is bad, that you can be honest and tell them, hey,
Communication, right?
yeah, sorry, this is what happened, or hey, this is a good thing. And, so I like it. I like being boutique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So getting into the chamber, do you remember so how long have you been part of the Palm Harbor Chamber?
So we moved here in 2017.
Right.
I think we joined in 2018, pretty quickly after we.
Same as us.
Yeah. And then you and I think we met at Pro.
Almost 8 years ago.
I know.
Oh my
It's so
gosh,
crazy.
Time has
flown
by.
I know, it's so weird. But I think you and I met at Pro, and then we started coming to the chamber. I honestly don't remember my first chamber.
Really?
Yeah, I don't remember it.
It's rare.
I
Most people do.
I remember meeting Skip at the time because I think Skip was our
CEO at the time.
president.
Yep.
I remember meeting Skip. It was probably a luncheon or something that I went to, but I don't like remember the actual event.
So let me ask you this. Is it the same in Chicago Chamber versus, say, the Palm Harbor Chamber? Do they have a different vibe? Was it a different? I mean, because chambers, I think, from the functionality is networking and helping the community.
Right.
Right. Killing two birds with one stone.
Yeah. It was similar. Depending on the chamber, we were involved in a couple of different chambers. There was one.
You mentioned that,
Yeah, there was one. So in the community we lived in, they had what they called, it was a four city chamber. So it was like 4 communities that combined and made that chamber, because some of them weren't as big. Like, in fact, there was one, it was called Green Oaks, and they were kind of like Palm Harbor, where they weren't an actual city. They didn't have a mayor and all that other stuff. But so they kind of got involved in the Libertyville chamber, which is where I lived.
Okay.
And then there was another town called Mundelein. They were part of ours. And then Vernon Hills. So there was like 4 of us kind of came together and had this one chamber.
Yeah.
But from a concept of community involvement and networking, it was very similar.
Okay.
We did lunches, we did breakfast, we did after hours, we did, socials, we did events like the golf outing and all those kinds of things. So yeah, very, very similar in that regard. I was very involved in that chamber. I never did become a board member or anything of that chamber, but I did do ambassador stuff up there. And so that's kind of where I got my feet wet in that too.
Yeah, I want to harp on that a little bit.
Yeah.
I think, so obviously your experience since 2018, it's just got even better, I think, a lot stronger. Right?
Yeah.
People know exactly what you do.
Yeah.
You go to a lot of events, right?
Right.
I was asking previous clients on here, how many events have you had? And they're like, oh my gosh, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Hundreds, 1,000? It's like so many.
So many.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, I like it.
Yeah.
I like the variety of the events that we do. And I like that we have morning and midday and evening and then one-off things, again, like golf or cornhole or whatever it might be. I love that stuff, and I love how it brings people together. And while you see a lot of the same people, you also see different people, because different people can't go to certain things depending on their schedule, right?
Yeah.
So I like to go to as much as I can. So if
you do a good job of that.
I try.
Kudos to you.
I try.
You do.
Mornings.
You volunteer a lot.
Yeah, I do. And I put myself out there, because not so much, it's funny when we go to chamber events and like we do 30 seconds and stuff. I don't ever really talk about known digital marketing in my 30 second. I mean, every once in a while I'll stand up.
Bring up a different event that's coming out, making sure that
exactly
the plug is right.
Yeah, I just don't feel like, for me personally, and that's just my personal feeling. It doesn't mean that it's right, wrong, or indifferent. But I just love going to the event and just sharing about what's going on in the chamber and sharing about how we can help people and making myself a resource. I want people to know that I'm a resource. So I'm always like that person, and you are too. When I see a new person in the room, I tend to gravitate toward them. I go to them and see them kind of standing there, cowering in the corner by themselves looking around. Yeah, they're like, "Who are all these people?" Yeah. So I like to
love people like that. Though.
Exactly. I like to go introduce myself, welcome them. Try and introduce them to somebody who might be a good power partner for them. Encourage them to go to events. I mean, I just think all of it makes sense.
That kind of rolls right into the ambassadors.
Yeah.
So for the folks that are listening at home, let's explain to them real quick about what our ambassadorship is. Because it's within the chamber.
Right.
They're chamber members.
Yeah. So I feel like the ambassadors are like the backbone. Matt is here doing everything he can.
Matt, our CEO.
Yeah, Matt Menenge, our CEO, doing everything that he can, but he's one person.
Right.
So, he needs help.
Yeah.
So I think the ambassador committee in and of itself has really evolved a lot. We have people ebb and flow, right?
Yep.
People coming and going. But at the end of the day, there's a core group of people that are always there and always helping, involved in events. And so our goal as the ambassadors is to help Matt facilitate these events.
Yes.
And be...
There's a lot of work that goes along.
A lot.
Behind the scenes that I think most people don't understand.
Yeah.
But I think most people appreciate.
I do. And I think it's a good feeling when an event goes well. And,
Yes,
and it's really rare, to be quite honest, that we have a bad event, right? Our events always go well. Can we improve on them? Absolutely. We can always improve. And what I appreciate is that when we do an event, I will go to people and I will say, Kurt, what did you think about that event? What could we have done better?
Right.
And we have a discussion about it.
Well, we do that thereafter, right?
Exactly.
Right. We let the event happen.
Right. And then we go, okay, what could we fix?
We're in tune to what's going on. We see the things that are working well.
Exactly.
And some of the things that are not working well.
Right.
We discuss that. So.
Right. And I think that, we give that feedback to Matt.
Yeah.
So he knows he gives us feedback that he, thinks where we could maybe improve or where we can make changes. So it's very collaborative, which I love.
And for the audience, might be members that are actually watching this, or possibly potential members.
Yeah.
Our ambassadors meet once a month.
Correct.
To again go over the different events that are on the calendar to make sure they run efficiently. And so the folks that are members, you can become an ambassador.
Absolutely.
You can step up to the plate and become an ambassador.
Right.
So there's not a limit of ambassadors that we have.
No.
People come and go, and,
Exactly.
and we got to make sure that we do all these events, no matter if they're coming or going. We need to make sure that we have these events done correctly.
Exactly.
As best we can.
Right. And I'm a firm believer that the more we have, the better, because there are so many events, and you and I spearhead a lot of things, but we always need volunteers and we always need people to help us facilitate getting sponsors, getting people to sign up for things, whatever it is. That's where the ambassadors come into play. And then we're also always there, or try to always be there, I should say, for ribbon cuttings, supporting our other members, because we want them to feel welcome. Yeah. And we want them to feel like for the value of the membership, which depending on what membership you choose, but we want them to have value. But we also want them to understand it's being involved is really how you get your business growing, right?
Correct. There's so many different avenues that come to a head to getting that business.
Yeah.
To volunteering, ambassador. I know we didn't talk about the board because you're obviously on the board, the exec board. So there's so many different avenues that can help you at the end of the day get more business. Yeah. And help you maybe self-pride if being a part of the community.
Yeah. I just think where people have an expectation with the chamber is that they're going to become a chamber member and then it's just going to start, like business is just going to start flowing in. And I sometimes try to encourage
if you do
people.
It right.
I mean, if you do it right.
Right.
But I want people to know, and it doesn't mean you have to be involved in every event, right? It just means
consistency.
Show your face, right?
Yeah.
Show up, even if, like I say, even if you can only come for 15 minutes to something or 30 minutes because you got to go somewhere else. Come.
It is so important.
Yeah. I mean, last night, like we were at Tracy's at Flow Life.
Yeah.
I mean, we were there for 30 minutes and then we were like, all right, we got to go. But, showed our face, gave her support, bought some product and off we went. And, that's just really, it's that simple.
Speaking of this of Flow Life, because we had a business after hours there for, a couple hours. She was part of the golf tournament.
Yeah.
It was just a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And the interesting thing is I went up to her and said, hey, thank you for being involved. I really appreciate that. Taking the time to doing that. And she goes, oh my gosh, I want to thank you. I was like, oh, you're welcome. But I want to thank you because people came in my door in the next few days said, oh my gosh, I was at the golf tournament. I tried your drinks. Oh my gosh, I got to figure out where you're at. I finally found out where you were. I came in here, I bought some stuff. Thank you so much. So
that's good.
This is a perfect example of being part of that moment.
Absolutely, because I think, and we were just talking about it before we started, but like same thing with like ribbon cuttings, right? Get yourself involved at least for, say 60 days, maybe 90 even.
Yeah.
Come to some events, see what you like, see what you don't like, see what works.
Get in your calendar somehow, some way.
Yeah, and then do your ribbon cutting because if people see you at those events for say 30, 60, 90 days, then when you do that ribbon cutting, they're going to go, oh yeah, I remember them. I met them at the luncheon, or I met them at the business before hours. And so they're more inclined to go and support you versus joining the chamber and then all of a sudden like, hey, let's do ribbon cutting. And you're like, who are these people? What do they do? It's kind of like, and so I just think involvement in some capacity is important.
Yeah.
So whatever that looks like for you.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of people are thinking on the other side of this camera, they're thinking, well, why should I become a Palm Harbor Chamber member?
Yeah.
How is that going to help me?
We're the fun chamber.
Well, I hope in these last 20 minutes that we don't really have to answer that again.
Right.
But again, consistency, being involved.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it makes a difference because when you start building relationships, like when I met you and Jeff.
Yeah.
Lori and I met you and Jeff. We knew kind of what you did.
Right.
And you kind of knew what we did. But we kind of created that bond and that friendship and everything started to evolve, right? And I think that's for everybody.
Absolutely.
That's why I love going to the chamber. Like I think you said this earlier. I love going to the chamber luncheons and you see a new person come in, they're like, right. Who are these people? Like, what are they doing? Right. And going up to them. You do that really well. Going up to them. Hey, new member.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Yeah.
Great. I want to introduce you to
this person.
Right. You kind of do that. You're in the kind of that same realm, if you will.
I think because I've been there. I'm not an introvert. But I know what it's like to walk into a room of strangers.
Yeah.
Whether you're introverted or extroverted, to walk into that room, there's still an uncomfortable feeling. And so to give that person that warm and fuzzy.
Yes.
Right
makes
away.
Them feel a lot more comfortable.
Exactly. And
especially sitting with them.
Mm-hmm. Right. Inviting them to come sit with you.
Yeah.
Hey, come sit with me. I'll introduce you to some people that I know.
I think we do a pretty good.
Yeah.
I would say we do a pretty good job of that.
I think overall our chamber has really good synergy.
Yeah.
I think our members really, click with each other. We're all a bunch of huggers and you know what I mean? So it's just, it's a lot like a family.
But if you take those new members, me personally, this is my opinion, you take those new members that have that warm welcome, that first meeting, I think it sets the tone for them to come back to multiple different events going forward because they got that nice warm and fuzzy, they got that sit down, they were able to explain what they do, but they also listen to what other people do as well.
Yeah.
And I think they see, oh my gosh, I actually feel comfortable in this type of situation.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what we want. We want them to feel comfortable.
We want them to come back if you're going to spend X amount of dollars to become a member, let's utilize it correctly.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Make the most of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Awesome.
sure. Yeah.
Website. What is it? KnownDigitalMarketing.com?
Well, it is.
It is.
It's also getfoundbeknown.com.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's the one I was looking at.
Get found be known. That's our
Well,
tagline.
thank you for your time today.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. What other platforms are you on, by the way? You on Facebook?
Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, but I don't really do it that much.
No? Throw your websites again because I don't want confusion.
Getfoundbeknown.com. And we're happy to sit down, do a complimentary consultation with anybody, and no hard sell, just here to help.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Palm Harbor Chamber newsletter for updates and the next episode. A big thank you to our trustees for their incredible support. This podcast was produced by ABS Photo and Video.